Warbot's latest Devstream. It unveiled the Leech Legendary Pilot, as it said in its title, but it also revealed so many different things about the update 5.5 and 5.6. It revealed things that we didn't know about Titans, about new weapons, new things, rebalancings, insane different changes that will be coming to Warbots in late 2019 and early 2020. It's a lot of stuff, guys, so let's get into it. Alright, so this video is meant to kind of compile all of the different things coming into the Warbots dev stream into a very short video, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to be a short video, guys, because I have so many different things that I want to comment about the new things that were mentioned on the Warbots dev stream. So, bear with me, this may be a 20 or 25 minute video, who knows. I'm sorry, guys, I have so many different opinions about a lot of these different things that I want to talk about, and honestly, it's looking pretty good. Like, short answer for you guys, I love to give you guys a short answer for those of you guys that don't want to watch the entire video, but short answer, everything's looking pretty decent. I'm actually not gonna lie. There are some things that I'm not too happy about, but overall, wow, we have a lot of new things, and 2019, late 2019, and even early 2020 is looking interesting, and we had so many different things get kind of accidentally leaked to us and on purpose. It's funny because Warbots, you know, the Pixonic, the people that kind of represent Pixonics, Stan and Vladim, I don't know how you pronounce his name, and Tofazla, sometimes they accidentally, you know, leak a thing or two because you're on live streams, you know, it's live. You can't undo that. You can't just edit that out. It is live. So they accidentally unveiled a couple of things that they probably shouldn't have, but you know what? We're going to talk about it. Tons of information here. A lot of different things. This this dev stream, oh my goodness. I'm starting to like dev streams a lot more because they have the personality and character of Pixonic that I've never seen before. I've never seen that in like their true light. And this dev stream made me laugh so much because just the weird and cringy jokes that Stan made and everything. Oh my goodness, it's funny. It makes me cringe, but at the same time, oh my. I loved it. I actually loved it. I feel like, you know, the dev streams, now that they're into, you know, they've gotten used to dev streams, I feel like they're beginning to kind of get used to being on camera and stuff like that, and we're beginning to see a lot of interesting things come out of it. Alright, so let's start off right at the beginning. We're just going to go through this kind of like from beginning to end. So at the beginning, they don't have really too many like big things. 40% more OXP has been activated since Friday. So once basically Season 2 came out, they boosted the OXP by 40%, and I kind of noticed that actually. It was a little 40% change. I mean, I didn't think, oh yeah, it's exactly 40%, but I realized that, yeah, we're getting a little bit more OXP. I don't know if that's permanent. I don't think they really mentioned that. I looked to see, and I couldn't find it. That might just be me. Also, guys, I'm sorry, we are getting a storm here, and so you're going to hear, like, trees and stuff, you know, because we're having wind gusts. Oh, my. It's looking like a pretty bad storm, so we'll have to see. I'm going to be fine, though. There's no, like, hurricane or anything. All right, so you can now get Leech in Gold and Super Chest, so that's pretty great. Super Chest is something that, you know, god dang, they used to whenever like weapons or robots would come out, you could only get in the Super Chest, or sometimes not even at all. The only way to get it was you had to buy it. So now that's coming to also Gold Chest, which is a lot more affordable than getting a Super Chest. Not everyone can grind for a Super Chest. I think I've gotten a Super Chest once because I never played the game that much. Once I get the Samsung S10, like, dude, I'm going to be playing so much because it's going to be less laggy. So, yeah, well, I kind of like this now in Gold and Super Chest, which is nice. So now we can get the Leech a lot easier, hopefully. Now, the chances, of course, are like 1%, but you know what? Screw it. It's a chance. We have a fighting chance. All right, so the Avalanche, Hussar, and Igniter are available in Workshop. Not a big deal there. They weren't really big weapons. I think the Avalanche and Hussar definitely weren't that powerful. Igniter, though, you know, Igniter did have some applications on something like an Ares or even a Leech, something like that. A robot with medium weapon slots, definitely. So, you know, if you want to cop an Igniter, I have nothing against that. Igniter is definitely a great weapon, but there aren't too many applications other than like Ares and Leech. All right, next up we have the next exclusive skins will actually gain a 5% boost in terms of shield, like strength, durability. They will gain a 5% boost. So one thing that they figured it was kind of unfair, and this actually makes sense, is that skins were getting a 5% buff when you activated it on your robot. But on the other hand, when you got exclusive, robots that had those kind of different changes, the different styles, like Eldritch Ares, the Booger Ares, I have that one. You can't put skins on it, and so basically you're excluded from that 5% boost. And so they decided, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna let all Eldritch Ares users actually have that little 5% boost. All future of those changes. Now that's not for all skins. That's just for the exclusive versions of the robot, not just all skins. Okay. So let's reiterate that again. All right. So then we have a leech giveaway. Now this was very small, 100 leeches for comments. That's you have pretty good odds, definitely in the next 24 hours. It's going for 24 hours after the stream. So comment in the comment section, your platform ID, and you actually have a pretty decent chance of getting it. It's not 100%, but like 100 leech, it's a pretty good chance actually compared to some of the other giveaways. So 100 leeches in the comments. Comment like platform and stuff like that, platform and player ID. If you want to enter it in it, you don't have to. I mean, I'm not entering in it just because I'm like, I kind of feel bad like entering in it because people like my comment and then like because they know me, and then it kind of gets put up more towards the top, and I don't want that. That's kind of biased. So then we have Operations Season 3. They actually told us this, and this is kind of implied, but they're talking about how they have Season 3 planned already. That's right, everyone. Because what they're doing is we're allowed to plan something for Season 4. We'll get into that. But Season 3 is already planned of the Battle Pass, the operations. So Season 3 of Operations is already planned by them. So they have everything down. They have everything ready. And okay, I'm not very impressed by Season 2. I'm going to be honest with you. The amount of gold, the amount of resources in general that we were getting was pretty mediocre for pay-to-win and free-to-play alike. Well, I mean, it's still definitely a lot of resources, but like compared to the other Battle Pass, it's nothing. It's like half the amount of stuff. So I was not happy about that. I hope that I think Operations, oh my goodness, my voice. I think Operations Season 1 definitely had a little bit too many resources, if you understand what I mean there. All good things like that have to come to an end eventually. And so, but the second season, they nerfed it to the point where I don't think it's nearly as good anymore. It was definitely... Season 2, definitely it was slacking a lot. So I hope that they definitely, in Season 3, I hope they give us kind of a middle ground. They give us a middle ground in terms of resources and give us more resources than Season 2, but a little bit less than Season 1. That's my opinion. Also, for Season 4, I mentioned Season 4. So they are making remodeled versions of the Phantom and Halo for Season 4. So remodeled versions, this is not just a skin. This is a remodeled version. So, like the Champion Avenger, I actually got one of those. Don't mean to flex, but, I don't even use it. It's level 1. But, the Champion Avenger is basically one of those remodeled versions. So, the Phantom and Halo are getting a remodeled version. So, they'll likely be in the Battle Pass, and you can get it as the full robot because it's a remodeled version. You can't just switch it like a regular skin. Remodeled versions are not like skins in any way, really. They change the shape of the robot. They change, it's an actual robot. It is stuck onto the robot. You cannot unequip it. You cannot switch it. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. I hope that it's a pretty cool remodel, and they make, because of course Pixonics likes when they do events, and that's probably gonna be for the Christmas event, I'm assuming. Yeah, probably Christmas event because Season 4 will be coming out right around then. I'm assuming that you'll get the full robot and everything, and hopefully we see more Halos and Phantoms, and hopefully they make it available to a lot of different players, so a lot of different players get component weapons and robots. Hopefully. Now, they gave us, this is something that, honestly, I'm really happy. You guys have known that I have definitely spoken out against Pixonics in so many different ways, including a Warbots strike. That was basically the climax of me speaking out against the issues in Warbots. And with this Devstream, it definitely gives me reassurance that, the Warbots community is on the right track. The Warbots as a game is on the right track, because now we're seeing that, they're informing us a lot more about future updates. They're teasing us kind of like Like they're giving us little trailers and snippets of things that are in the coming weeks and even months. So that's pretty nice. Like Titans, it's a feature that's coming to Warbots in a couple of months, and yet they're already unveiling it to us, which is pretty nice. So one thing that they're doing is they're actually letting the community decide on these two remodeled versions. So we get to decide on what type of form we want our little, whatchamacallits, we want our halos and phantoms to be. So they have different forms, and it's not like, yeah, submit your design or whatever, and we'll take it and use it or something. It's more like, what theme do you want? And it's not, yeah, we're not specifically deciding, we are voting on it, but still, it is something where we get to decide what goes into the game, and that's always a great thing, even if it's something as simple as a skin. So the three different versions were the Yandy, the Stellar, and then the Divine. These were the three different versions of the Halo and the Phantom, the three different themes. So Yandy is kind of like, it's gold, posh, elegant, and gothic. Okay, interesting. So kind of like, think of the Fenrir from the Yandy Showdown. That look, kind of think of that on a Halo or a Phantom. And then we have the Stellar. This is a different pack. I've never heard of this kind of version before. So black holes as projectiles. That's very interesting. Sounds pretty cool. Suggested by Ronit Chowdhury. So yeah, these are actually kind of suggested by people, vaguely suggested. Pixonics decided, okay, you know, we're gonna choose these, and we're gonna figure out, you know, what we like as an idea, and then turn it over to the community. So that's pretty interesting. And then Divine, wings and halos all over the place, suggested by Zaid. Okay, I chose Divine. I mean, Stellar seems really cool, like the black holes as a little weapon firing things, a little weapon firing mechanic. That would be very interesting, but honestly, I gotta say, Divine seems very cool, you know, with angel wings and halos and stuff, so I decided on that. We'll have to see how it turns out. I think a lot of people are definitely going to choose Yandy or Stellar, but Divine seems kind of cool in my opinion. Alright, so after that, they go into... oh my goodness, my voice. My voice is like dying right now. God dang. It's gonna sound so scratchy in this recording. But so Vladim, I swear to God, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Like I don't know how to pronounce these names because they are like Russian names. So me with my American accent, I just can't do it. So Vladim asks Stan which update, meaning that they already have things planned out for the coming updates. Now, what the heck does this mean? Okay, so Stan basically asked Vladim, you know, or something. Stan was talking about the updates, and he mentioned like updates, and then Vladim turns around and he's like, which update? Which is like, it tells me, and then Stan says the latest one. So it tells me that they already have some things planned for updates way into advance. Like a couple updates into advance. They kind of have probably vague ideas of what's going to be coming down in the coming updates, which is kind of interesting. Employees of Pixonic, tell me what's going on in the next couple months. So yeah, it suggests that they already have a lot of things planned. It seems like Warbots has a lot of stuff planned in advance in the months, like months planned into advance. Like I'm talking, they probably have a lot of these updates planned into early 2020. So yeah. Yeah, like a factory map. A little spoiler alert to what we're going to be talking about in just a little bit. A factory map, they said, is going to be coming out in early 2020. So they're already making plans for, you know, months into advance. And that's kind of interesting to think about, like the thinking process of what goes on in Warbots, Pixonics headquarters, I guess. All right. Next up, they got into the Halloween event. Oh my. So I actually didn't think that they were going to be having a Halloween event right after Yandy Showdown event. It was kind of weird. This year has definitely been a year where they have focused on events and everything. They've definitely added in a couple of more events and stuff like that, and definitely hyped up the events a lot more than they have in the past. Added in new weapons each time, you know. A lot more resources from events, surprisingly. I was really surprised by how, like, after Lunar New Year happened, I think after those, they definitely gave us a lot better rewards. So that was really interesting. So they're actually doing a Halloween event right after our other event that lasted for about a half a month, and that was the Yandy Showdown. So here we go. these are the cryogenic weapons. Cryogenic weapons, yes, they are coming to Warbots in the updates, on the Halloween updates, which is pretty cool, I guess. I mean, I'm a little bit scared because here's the deal. They basically told us that, yeah, the Halloween update right after this test server, this weekend's test server is going to be, the Halloween update is coming right after it. Like, in the coming days, just a couple days after it. It's an almost guarantee by what they're saying. So I'm a little bit afraid, considering that, you know, the Warbot's cryogenic weapons are barely even, you know, made. When you go into battle, the cryogenic weapons have a little cube around them, basically meaning that they don't have all the visuals and stuff ready. So they will for, you know, the test server, this test server. I just really hope that it isn't rushed and they make sure that these rocket weapons are very balanced, because I want them to be powerful, but not too powerful, of course. So I hope they don't rush things, and, you know, that they have everything down before they move on. So the cryogenic weapons, we have the Rime, Glacier, and Cryo. Yeah, I remember that. It's not in that order, actually. Rime is the smallest one. Cryo is the medium. And then Glacier, of course, is the big boy at a large. He is the heavy weapon. I just called him large. So, as you can see, the one up top here is the Glacier. And that is, it's a sick looking, it's a sick looking weapon, not gonna lie. Like, it's looking nice. It's looking pretty nice as a heavy weapon. So you can see the little missile silos and everything where all the missiles are going to be shooting out of. And, wow, okay. Definitely a lot better than our little cube that we had on the test server. So these are special editions, by the way. They're going to have special editions of these weapons, and then they're going to have the regular versions being released, like, you know, you can still buy the regular versions, but the regular versions will be released in the workshop like 2 months later after they're released. So most likely you're going to see, you know, the Halloween event versions of the Glacier, Cryo, and Rime. Alright, next up we have the Rime. Oh my. Oh my. The Rime is looking very, very cool. Where is it? Where is it? Oh my goodness. I'm going through my Discord files because, like, dude, it's... Oh my goodness. My Discord files are, like, huge, because I was just taking notes. The entire 40 minutes that I watched this live stream, I was taking notes. So here we go. We have the medium weapon again. They're looking pretty interesting. And then we have the light one, the little green one. I don't know. I don't like that glowing effect. It's okay. It looks a little bit, like, too bright, but, like, whatever. All the other ones are looking pretty cool. And then they showed the trailer, of course, of these weapons. And so we saw... It's pretty odd, actually, and I noticed something. So they showed them on the robots. They showed three of them on the robots. One was on a Spectre. The Cryo was on the Spectre. And then we had the Loki, and the Loki looks like it has a new skin, and we'll get into that later. And so does the Mercury. So it shows them their weapons kind of in action in a little bit of a teaser trailer. It shows the freezing effect also that we saw on the test server, so that is confirmed. That will be the basically finalized freezing effect. And then we have, you know, you see all the weapons and everything. But at the start of the video, this is kind of random, but it shows the corrosion weapons. And this is actually kind of an Easter egg, surprisingly, because last year in the Halloween event, on this Halloween event, actually, the corrosion weapons were released. So it's kind of showing a battle between the corrosion weapons and the cryogenic weapons. And it's kind of like an Easter egg of 2018. A blast from the past, I guess. So I found that kind of odd, and I was like, okay, that's pretty odd. But we also see that our lovely, whatchamacallit map, what do we call it? Dead City. I forgot the name. I had a brain fart, guys, okay? My brain at this point, it's dead inside. It's dead. I can't think anymore. So it shows Dead City in this huge amount of fog. And for some reason, in almost all the Halloween events, Dead City has been, like, where the Halloween event, like, trailer is. It's always been like that. I don't know why. But it shows the Dead City as extremely foggy. And one thing that I hope happens is that we get a Dead City version where it's, like, the foggy map, like Halloween spooky time. Spooky time? I really hope. Like, decreased visibility. That'd be funny. I'd love to see snipers trying to aim and stuff like that. But decreased visibility, you know, on Dreadnought with, like, or not Dreadnought, Dead City. Oh my goodness. So with the fog and everything, I hope they release that as map, because if you don't remember, sometimes during, you know, when they release maps and stuff, like, or when they release events, they actually change up the maps. Like for the Christmas event, they made Dreadnought and Shenzhen. They made snowy. They made them very snowy. So I hope they do that with this, like have a changed up map. Again, a lot of times like new maps and even just changed up versions of maps makes the game that much more interesting, I gotta say. All right, next up we have, what should we call it? Oh yeah, by the way, the cryogenic weapons are going to be called the Sinister Pack, okay? So there we go. Oh my goodness, this is I just looked down at the time. It is a 20-minute video, and we're not even done like half of it. I'm an idiot. We'll try and rush through this. We'll not like rush through it, but like, you know. All right, so Titans will not, basically they stated, there was a question, you know, should we have Titans with dash and stuff like that, Titans with higher speeds and stuff, and they said this, and honestly, oh my god, thank God. So Titans will not have increased speed or abilities like dash. They said they may increase the speed slightly or something along the lines of that, but they're not going to have robots that have insane amounts of speed as Titans, or robots that have something like dash, a speed ability, something like that. And that should be an attempt at rebalancing, and it definitely, and maintaining the balance, basically. All Titans should have a slower speed. They should have an insane amount of firepower, but a low amount of speed. And great. All right, possibly a Titan skirmish. So they started talking about that, and after they talked about the speed, they were like, well, yeah, it might be in skirmish, and then they're like, what happens in skirmish stays in skirmish. So we might have very speedy, dashing Titans running around. Oh my goodness. That'll be interesting. I'll have to see how that skirmish works out. And then we have the foot planting gravity thing, update thing. So it sounds like they're going to be actually changing up the foot planting, and this is weird. It's a weird and confusing thing, but basically it sounds like they're changing up the gravity engine. So what happens is, in Warbots, is that as we get faster and faster robots seem to fly. How do I explain this? So like if you're, let's say you're on a carrier, and you're trying to jump off that ledge to get to the first beacon, and you hit like one of those little alleyways, the little kind of where you go down, the little ramps, and you will just fly straight off it. So I think they're going to probably play around with that and make the foot planting so that you don't immediately stop and then like keep on flying or something like that. I'm hoping that's what they mean. That's how I interpreted it because I really hope that happens. I used to get so annoyed, and I still do, when my Hellburner would fly off a cliff and then immediately stop. You've lost so much speed and wasted so much time. So hopefully. So Warbots' new weapons, SAR and Rupture Tease/Leaked. Yeah, so I'm so confused by this. I'm still confused by it. Stan started talking about rebalancing that they're doing in the future, how they're tweaking different weapons. Then he started mentioning the SAR and the Rupture. Sorry guys, if you hear the wind in the background again, it's a storm. Oh my goodness, the audio is gonna sound so bad. It's okay though. We'll see. So the Rupture is teased/leaked, and then we have Warbot's weapon damage changes. The heck? Yeah, I know. It's weird. The way that he stated it, he was like, yeah, so we're gonna be doing rebalancing to the SAR and Rupture, and I'm like, buddy, like those aren't things in the game yet. So did he technically leak out 2 new weapons that weren't even released to the actual live server? That's what I'm thinking. Or it might have been just his Russian accent, like, playing tricks on me. Because, like, I can't understand half of the little Devstream sometimes. Because I just don't know what the heck they're saying. It's fine, though. So then we have the Warbots weapon damage changes, as I said. So they said that they're going to work on changing and rebalancing weapons damage. And it seems like they might be rebalancing different robots also. And they said that what they want to do is they want to have the Champion League meta have more diversity, have more robots and weapons in it. Yeah, more diversity, basically. And thank God. Thank God. I'm tired of being in the Champion League and having these inconsistent metas where we're having different robots where one robot becomes king until it's nerfed. One robot becomes king until it's nerfed. And it's so annoying. It just keeps on happening over and over again, like the Ares. And I'm tired of it. You know, one robot just becomes king, and then that's all the top league players use for a couple of months. That gets switched over, and it's so annoying. Hopefully, this rebalance changes that, and they said that they want to add more robots to that top tier play. And thank God. It will make the game that much more interesting for the top tier players. Because top tier players, if you haven't noticed, are some of the most competitive people you've ever seen in a freaking mobile game. Like a mobile game, and people go crazy. They will spend hundreds of dollars trying to max out their Ares hanger and stuff like that just to be the top. And it gets boring when you're running 5 Ares. It really does. Like, I can't tell you, directly because I don't own 5 Ares. I'm free to play. But like people that own 5 of them, that have owned full hangers full of meta, they just tell me it's kind of boring. So I understand that. All right, next up, all the way down there. 2 new French weapons. So Stan was over there again leaking this stuff, and I'm like, okay. It was kind of confusing. This was a very confusing part of the dev stream because like Stan kind of said some weird, like I was really confused. Stan's my boy though, my boy. I just started laughing because of all the jokes he made. They were like cringy, but at the same time really funny, and I don't even know anymore. My sense of humor is weird, and for some reason I just found that super funny. So he was talking about like French weapons possibly coming out, and he started saying stuff in French, and I'm like, huh? Because I'm American, and then I'm listening to a person from Russia start talking in French. It's confusing, guys. It's confusing. So yeah, he started talking about like possibly 2 new French weapons and started saying their names in French, and I was like, what? I don't know. It's possibly 2 new French weapons. Possibly, I don't know. And then we have a comeback mechanic. This is actually very, very interesting for our little Titan right there. Our little Titan. So the comeback mechanic is basically the Titan meter. There's a meter on the test server, and it will be released to live server, where basically you have to do a bunch of damage, capture beacons and stuff like that to fill that Titan meter so you can actually use your Titan. Well, your Titan meter will fill faster when you're losing. It's a comeback maneuver. It's meant so that the players on the losing side can possibly come back and recapture that beacon. And it's a good mechanic because I'm so annoyed of all these like 3-minute, even in regular matches, it's not even clan battles. It's these 3-minute like where my team gets literally clapped and we just get destroyed. We get 5 capped super quickly because our team is imbalanced. The matchmaking is not perfect. It cannot determine skill and stuff like that. So, it's not always perfect, and we end up getting these really unbalanced teams. Well, this should balance things out by making the losing team actually have a little bit more power. So, I like that. I actually like that. Like when the pilots came out, and there was a pilot mode where basically if you were losing, you got like 20% speed if you had that pilot on it. And I love that because that gave us the ability, it gave us a little bit of an advantage, so possibly we could take that back, and it made much more intense fights. So hopefully this also helps out. All right, next up, we have the Titans won't be a part of this week's test server. They mentioned that the Titans are not going to be a part of this week's test server. So for all my test server junkies, well, they're going to be testing the cryogenic weapons, rather, and trying to test that out for the Halloween update. Titans will not be coming out in 5.5. Probably 5.6, maybe 5.7. So they will not be coming out in 5.5, and they're trying to test the cryogenic weapons before they come out onto the live server for the Halloween update. So that's going to be interesting. If you guys want to break from Titans on the test server, now's your chance, guys, because it's not going to last for long. Titans are going to be on the test server for the next couple of months, I guarantee you. Then we have, let's see here. It sounds like update 5.5 will be hitting next week. Yes. After the test server, I'm guaranteeing you, because Halloween is coming up, and they want this update to be live, maybe 1 or 2 weeks before the Halloween actually starts. So I guarantee you, this update will be coming right afterwards, because it sounded like they're getting ready for the final concept of the cryogenic weapons for release, and so that pretty much is saying, oh yeah, we're going to be releasing it next week. Alright, and then update 5.6 will rebalance a lot of things. So they kind of leaked a little bit, not really leaked, I think they were purposely saying this, but in update 5.6, they will rebalance a lot of different things, which hopefully, the balance right now is actually pretty good compared to the balances before, so hopefully that doesn't mess up this balance, and hopefully it makes the balance currently even better. I'm really crossing my fingers. I'm nervous, but at the same time, I'm really excited for that. Alright. And then finally, to kind of finish up our 30-minute video, 30 minutes, oh my god, what am I doing with my life anymore? What am I doing? Tier will be updated. So they're seeming to do some different changes with the tier, and what they want to do is they want to, I don't know, work around the tier where it will have different modes, different capabilities and modes. So they'll have the previous tier ability, but at the same time, they're going to have the second mode, which, it will be like an attack and a defense mode, basically, where you can switch in and out of it and change your tier in your hangar to be different from someone's playstyle. Let's say you're an attacker and you really, really want that attack. You want that insane amount of weapon damage and stuff like that. You want that speed and stuff like that. Or let's say you're using the tier because you really, really want to defend. Well, then you'll have that different mode. That's what's seeming. It's going to give a lot of more range of possibilities to the tier, and so we'll have to see how it works out. I don't know if I'm going to like or dislike that. Again, it all comes down to the test server. All right, then tier different playstyles. Yandy Showdown will be coming back. They mentioned that. I already knew this, but like if you guys didn't see the trailer, they kind of teased that a little bit. But in the Whereabouts Devstream, they confirmed it will be coming back, which is great because it seemed like they put a lot of work onto that map. And 1v1s were actually pretty decently fun. And then we have the last one, the final one of my video before my mouth gets so dry I can't even talk anymore. It's already starting to happen. My mouth really hurts right now. They're going to fix the balance of the Titan weapons. Yep. So the Titan weapons, alpha and beta weapons, are seeming to be very powerful, and I think they might get a little bit of a nerf, a little bit of buff. Who knows? Who knows what Pixonics is going to do? They didn't really give too much information, just that they're going to be rebalancing the Titan weapons. Who knows? We'll have to see. I think that the Titan weapon should get a slight nerf, because, the robot's super slow. It should still have a lot of viability. It should be slightly more powerful than any other robot in the game. Currently, any other regular robot, because it's a Titan. It's meant to be powerful, and you have to work for it. You have to fill out that meter, so you definitely want it to be worth it. But I think the Titan's weapon could use a certain amount of nerfing. All right, guys, that's the video, and there we go, another wind gust. Oh my goodness, so much wind. It's getting annoying. All right, guys. Jesus Christ. Welp, it's hurricane time. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, that is a big wind gust. Okay, guys, I'm gonna see you next time before I like die or something, because who knows, that's a lot of wind. It's gotta be at least a 20-30 mile per hour gust. So all right, guys, I'll see you next time. Like and subscribe, or else I will find you, track you down, hunt you down, and like punch you. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. Like, yeah, I'm actually not that strong, so you could probably fight me off, but like subscribe now, right now. Alright, guys, I'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone. This is Kamikaze. Stay safe, everyone. Sign out.